Good morning, dear students. Our today's topic of discussion is ecological succession. In the previous lecture, we discussed about ecological pyramids in detail, and today we'll see one more characteristic of any ecological unit, which is called as ecological succession. So let's start our today's topic. The succession means when anything is replaced by another thing and it continues till a final stage is reached. And ecological succession can be defined as a sequence of changes that occur in the ecological community over time. All of us know that environment is very dynamic in nature. The biotic and abiotic components of the environment are changing very frequently at any place. Sometimes these changes are so minor that we are not able to notice it. But because of the dynamic nature, these changes continue, and as a result of that, the partial replacement of biological communities keep on occurring in any natural place. But whenever this replacement of biological communities is so intense that the entire biotic component of any area got replaced or got destroyed because of some disturbances, then we say that now the replacement of the community in this area has initiated or started. And because of this thing, the process of ecological succession starts in any area. I have used the term community in this sentence. So let us understand what community is. In any ecosystem, we may find different species of plants and animals growing in a small unit. So the population of the same species, the group of the same species in any ecosystem is known as population. For instance, if in any forest there is a specific species of rabbits which are present in that forest, that the total number of those specific species of rabbits will be called as the population of rabbits. There may be a particular variety of plants which are growing in that forest, that will be termed as the population of those plants. So we have population of different species which are present in an ecosystem. The combined population of any ecosystem or any natural place is known as community of that ecosystem. So when I talk about the community of a forest ecosystem, then it will include all species of plants, all varieties of rabbits, all varieties of different animals who are participating in that ecosystem through different food chains and food webs. So that is the difference between population and community. Community is group of all the population. The succession means the replacement of entire community from any area by another new community. And this happens because of strong external disturbances. The disturbances could be in the form of forest fire. Suppose there is a forest in any area and forest fire breaks out. As a result of that, it burns the entire biological community of that forest. Then the existing community will got destroyed, and that area will become as a bare area for many years. So after passing of many years, when the conditions will become somewhat favorable for the new species of plants to come and grow in that area, then soon you can see a new variety of plants which will come and which will grow in that area. After the plants are established, then different varieties of animals can also be seen. So soon that uh, area will see a new community of biological organisms or living organisms in that area. So in this case, we can see that the previous community has been replaced by the new community. Now it may happen that after many years, say after 500 years, a big earthquake came to that area, and because of that, this particular replaced community was also destroyed, and it will result into replacement of this community with the another one. So this replacement of entire community will keep on occurring in the environment if that area experiences stronger disturbances in the nature, which could be in the form of floods, earthquakes, tsunamis, drought, landslides, etc. So whenever such replacement at community level happens, we say that ecological succession is going on this area. Now, when a community comes to this area which is very strong community and which can bear most of the external stresses, which can tolerate most of the external stresses, then we may say that ecological succession process has now stopped here. Because of the external disturbances, there will be loss of biological community, but it will not be replaced completely. The partial damage could happen, which may be recovered with the time. When such condition comes, then we say that ecological succession has now stopped. There is no more replacement of the existing community with the another one. So this is how the ecological succession happens in any ecosystem or any natural place. So what ecological succession is? It's a process of gradual change in the composition of the species of an ecological community. That ecological community could be a forest community, a pond community, or a desert ecosystem. This succession may be initiated by some external, or there could be internal disturbances also. The internal disturbances could be in the form of pathogenic attack, etc. External disturbances could be, as I discussed before, it could be floods in the form of earthquakes. This process is very slow. It will not, the external stresses will not come very frequently. It may take decades to the millions of years for the community to get replaced by another community. Although partial damage could be there, but the replacement of entire community will take many years. So ecological succession process is a slow process. It will uh, take time to the existing community get replaced by the another new community. Now let's see how the ecological succession proceeds. Suppose in any area I have an ecosystem in which I have different varieties of plants and animals, and I call that community as community A. It consists of different varieties of plants, different varieties of animals, including microorganisms and bacteria, etc. And because of some external disturbance, the entire community A was destroyed. So the area will become a bare area, and there will be no living component in this area for a long period. Now when slowly and slowly the condition becomes suitable for another species of plants to come here, then those plants will come and gets established in this area, and after this number of animals will also come to this area. The this area will experience a new community of plants and animals. So we say that there is a replacement of community A by community B. Now let's imagine that this community B stayed here for say 1000 years, and after that this community also got destroyed because of some disease attack by some pathogens. So after many years this community will also get replaced by another community. The new community will come here and start flourishing, and let's see, this community is C. So this replacement will keep on continuing until a very strong community comes to this place which can tolerate most of the external disturbances as well as internal disturbances. Let's say that that community was community D, which was able to tolerate most of the problems or disturbances in the environment. Now, when the community D will get established to this area, then ecological succession process will now stop. There will be no more replacement of the communities. So that is how the ecological succession starts and proceeds as well as ends up by the stronger community. Whenever a bare area is formed by destruction of the existing community, after that when the new community comes to that area, that community is called as pioneer community. Means the first community when ecological succession is started or initiated. So community which starts ecological succession process is known as pioneer community. The communities which come and go or say are replaced by one another in between this process are called as serial communities. And the strongest community which will stop the process of ecological succession is termed as climax community. So we have three terms here: pioneer, the initiators; serial, those who continue the process of ecological succession; and climax, the community which ends process of ecological succession. So the examples of pioneer community could be lichens, which grow on the rocks and also on the soil. So lichens can easily grow in under unfavorable conditions. So most of the time they are considered as a pioneer community to any area where ecological succession has started. And the climax community, we have forests, because forest ecosystems are considered as very stronger ecosystem compared to other ecosystems. They are robust and they can tolerate most of the external disturbances. So this is how ecological succession will proceed. Now let's see the different stages of succession. Whenever the existing community disappears from any area and that area becomes bare, that is the first stage of ecological succession. We say that ecological succession process has now initiated in this location. So the first step of or stage of ecological succession is development of a bare area. Now the causes of this bare area formation are many, which we had discussed before also. Some of the causes could be forest fire. This image shows the forest fire in Uttarakhand forests. It will result into destruction of the entire plants and animals of that area. Another cause of the stage 1 could be floods. The flood can sweep out the entire vegetation as well as animals from any area. So the ecological succession process will start if any area is flooded by water. Then one more reason could be drought. Because of drought, the existing community may uh, get destroyed and there could be formation of bare area, which will uh, start the process of ecological succession. And after many years, when the condition will become little bit favorable, then new communities will come and uh, stay in this area. One more reason could be landslides, because landslide can erode the soil as well as uproot the existing plants of any area and make that area as bare. And by this process, the process of ecological succession will start. So these were some of the reasons of step 1, development of bare area. Now once the bare area has been formed, uh, it will set a base for the another community to come to this place, and this will start by the second step of ecological succession process, that is colonization. Now when the condition becomes little bit favorable, the colonization step will start spores of plants to that bare area from the nearby locations, and this arrival could be with the help of either water, air, and also animals. The seeds and spores may float along with the water, flowing water, and they may reach to this place and get settled. Some of the seeds and spores may also come with the blowing wind, and they may get dropped to this bare area. Animals can also bring some seeds and spores from the nearby area to this place. So colonization will uh, bring seeds and spores from outside to this area. This colonization consists of following sub-steps. The first is migration. Migration of seeds and spores of the plants. The physical condition of the bare area will decide that which seed and spore will grow in this area. So out of all the seeds and spores which will arrive to this area, only few selected. For those the conditions are favorable to germinate will grow and germinate. For example, if the bare area is a pond, then seeds and spores of aquatic plants only will grow in this area. The first sub-step is migration of seeds and spores. After the migration, the seeds and spores will now take some time to adjust themselves to these unfavorable conditions. And this will start with the second sub-step, that is known as acasis. This process relates with the adjustment of migrated seeds and spores in the bare area. That is germination of seeds and spores and growth of the plant to the maturity. This process is influenced by biotic and abiotic factors. Now, only those seeds and spores for them the biotic and abiotic factors are favorable will be able to germinate as well as grow into a mature plant. The few selected seeds and spores will adjust themselves to this area. The third sub-step is aggregation. Once the seeds and spores, selected seeds and spores uh, grew to this area, now they will bear fruits, seeds, spores, etc., as well as flowers. And because of seed, fruit, and flower formation, they will increase their population by dispersing the seeds and spores to the nearby area. So now the population of these settled plant will increase, and this dense population of a species is called aggregation. So we have three sub-steps in second stage. The second stage is colonization, which will start with migration of seeds and spores. Then there will be adjustment of seeds and spores, and finally there will be aggregation by increase in number of those plants and those plants in that area. The third main step would be after colonization would be competition. Now, when the population of a species will increase here, there will be competition among the species for food, shelter, sunlight, and water. This competition may be either intraspecific. The organisms of same species may also fight or compete among themselves for food, shelter, sunlight, and water. But there could be interspecific competition also. It will be between competition between different species of plants and animals. The competition results into elimination of weak species and retention of strong species in this area. After competition, the fourth stage would be reaction. Now, the existing community in this area will now try to change the surrounding environment for their growth. As per their suitability, a strong ecological community will now bring changes to the surrounding environment. These changes could be in the form of change in the nutrient concentration in the soil. How plants will do this? Suppose there is a variety of plants which is growing in this area, and that particular variety of plants is able to shed its leaves very frequently. When those shedded leaf will fall on the ground surface, after death and decay, the decayed material will get converted into organic matter or say humus, and humus contains various nutrients and minerals, and as a result of that the soil nutrient and mineral concentration will now increase, and this happened because of that existing plant species who was able to shed leaves very frequently. There could be changes in the amount of organic matter as well as moisture in the soil. If the species of plants who are growing in this area has very broad leaves, then they will stop the penetration of sunlight to this area. Because of that, now the soil will become more moist. There will be more moisture in the soil. It can also lead to the change in soil texture as well as porosity of the soil. There could be change in the soil microorganism population also, and alteration in the light penetration in that area will also got affected because of the different varieties of plants which are growing in that area. There could be increase in the humidity in the air by the transpiration process by plants. The change in air and soil temperature could also be seen in that area, and there could also be change in wind velocity. If the population of green plants in that area is very dense, it may break the speed of wind and may bring changes in the wind velocity in that area. So these all things are uh, the reaction of the existing community to the surrounding environment, and their main purpose is to modulate the surrounding environment for their suitability, for their better growth. So that was the fourth step in ecological succession process. The third step, the final step in ecological succession process is climax. Climax is the last stage of succession, and it will start when a community which is very strong and which can tolerate to external stresses uh, will reach to this area, and it will end up the process of ecological succession. This climax consists of establishment of a community which can tolerate most of the external and internal disturbances. Now there will be no more replacement of this existing community which we called climax community, because the community is able to bear or tolerate most of the disturbances strongly. There could be partial damage to the community, but there will not be destruction of entire community. The example of climax community is forest community, because it is considered as very strong succession. We saw that how ecological succession is started, continued, and ended up. So that was all about today's lecture. We'll discuss few more things on this topic in the next lecture. So till then, thank you.